Hello students, welcome back to our classes. This is standard 4 general science book. Today we have completed up to the plants in coastal area. So today we'll start plants that grow in water. So the plants that grow in water are called the aquatic plants. Aqua means water. That is why the plants which grow in water that are known as aquatic plants. So there are three kinds of aquatic plants. That too also the aquatic plants also divided into three types, and those are the floating plants, fixed plant, and underwater plants. So again the aquatic plants are divided into three types: floating plants, fixed plants, and underwater. So first one is the floating plant. The floating plants such as duckweed and water lettuce and water hyacinth are light and spongy stems. So these are the examples of some floating plants: duckweed, water lettuce, and water hyacinth. They have light and spongy stem. Light means they have minimal uh, weight, and spongy type stem. They float on water surface and protect the small water animal from the hot sun. So as because they have light and spongy stem, they float on the water surface and they protect the small water animal. As because they float on the water surface, the sun rays cannot reach to the water animals and they are protected by the floating plants. Then next is fixed plant. The roots of these plants are fixed to the bottom of the pond. So the roots of fixed plants are fixed to the bottom of the pond. Bottom means they are fixed to the down of the pond. They are thin, long, and hollow stem. So they have thin, very thin, that is long and hollow stem. Support the large leaves and the flowers that float on the water surface. So you have seen that lotus is also an example of fixed plant. So you have seen the lotus plant stem that is very thin, long, and hollow type. Okay, so hollow means if you see a water pipe that is hollow, so that is hollow stem support the large leaves. We know that the lotus have the large leaves and flowers that float on the water surface. It's because the stem, the flower, and the leaves are able to float on the water surface. The leaves of aquatic plants are broad with stomata only on the upper surface. So this is the one adaptive nature, that the leaves of all the aquatic plants leaves are broad, means big in size, and the stomata on the upper surface. We know that stomata is present on the underside of the leaf, but in case of the aquatic plants they are present on the upper surface. They have a waxy coating, from wax to waxy. Okay, they have a waxy coating on their surface to protect them from rotting. So because of their waxy coating on their leaf, the water cannot stay on the upper surface. Okay, so that is why it protects them from rotting. Lotus and water lily are the examples of fixed plant. So these are the examples of the fixed plant. Then the underwater plants. Underwater plants are completely submerged under the water. That means the underwater plants grow completely under the water. Okay, we cannot see the part of the underwater plant on the upper surface. These plants such as pondweed and tap grass have thin, narrow, and long leaves. So these are the examples of the underwater plants: pondweed and tap grass. They have very thin and narrow and long leaves. Okay, the leaves of these plants lack stomata. They do not have stomata. They breathe through small air spaces on thin body surface. So they breathe through their body surface. Okay, and in their body surface have small air space, so they breathe through their body surface. Then next is some unusual plant. Okay, so first is the insectivorous plant. Some plants eat insects and survive on them. The leaves of these plants are modified to trap insects and hence are called insectivorous plants. So the plants which eat insects are known as insectivorous plants. The leaves of these plants, or the insectivorous plants leaves are modified to trap insect. Okay, Venus flytrap, sundew, drosera, and pitcher plant are the examples of such plants. So these are the examples of insectivorous plant. This is the figure of the Venus flytrap, and this is the picture of the pitcher plant. The Venus flytrap has leaves that are folded into two halves. Okay, so you see the Venus flytrap has leaves that are folded into two halves. This one part, this one part. So two halves, two equal halves. The leaves have hair along their edges. So the leaves have the hair along their edges. When an insect sits on the leaf, so when an insect sit here, what happened? And touches its hair. Okay, the leaf closes instantly. So suddenly the leaf closes. Okay, and trapping the insect. Similarly, in in case of pitcher plant, the leaves are pitcher shaped. Okay, this shape is known as pitcher shaped. Okay, they are bright colored and look like flower. So exactly it looks like a flower. They contain a liquid. Okay, when an insect enters the leaves, okay, so this part is open here, you see this part is open. Okay, so when an insect enters the leaves looking for the nectar, it falls into the liquid and gets drowned. Okay, so when insect touches the liquid, suddenly it get drowned. Okay, so in this way the pitcher plant catch the insect. Then plants and the grass family. Cereals like maize, wheat, and rice belong to the grass family. They are useful to us in many ways. They provide food to us and animals. That we know, these are our main food items. Okay, so the next is bamboo. A giant grass is used for making brooms, basket, and mats. So bamboo, you know, bamboo is one type of grass that is used for making brooms. Brooms means झाड़ू जिसको बोलते हैं, and baskets and mats. Okay, these are used for making this type of item. Dried grasses are used as packing materials, and dried grass are used as packing materials. They conserve the grasses conserve the soil as they hold the soil with their roots and prevent soil erosion. So the grass family also, they conserve the soil. Okay, they hold the soil and with their roots and prevent soil erosion. Prevent the soil from washed away, that is soil erosion. Okay, then various grasses are used for making paper, and we know that the paper various grasses are used for making paper. Paper are made from the grasses. Paper was first made by the people of Egypt from a grass called papyrus. So papyrus is one type of grass, and the paper was first made by the people of Egypt. So people from Egypt first made paper from the grass that is known as papyrus, and paper got its name from this grass, from papyrus to paper. Okay, and after the paper got its name from the grass papyrus. So children, our second lesson almost completed, and your work is to read the lesson well and do the short type of question answer. So that your homework is to do number A number, B number, and C number, and D and E I will send you through PDF. Okay, till then, thank you.